funny. Mine ends with 75.
And Beth ends with 85.
Sure does. Actually 82 because it's Danny's birthday.
Oh.
Some of us are more romantic than others.
I guess so.
And now all on Patreon knows my password.
Oh! They do not. I did it before I pushed play,
That's good.
obviously. Patreon, you wouldn't tell a soul anyways.
Let me fix that.
All right. Hi, Patreon. Long time no see. We're in the new office. The bunkhouse is now an official bedroom for my brother, and we built an office in my house.
We're high class.
Ooh.
We even have a new picture. You don't have Grandma's log cabin in the background?
No.
This is a temporary picture, too. We're going to decorate this real cute. It just, things happen.
We're getting there.
Things happen.
Yeah.
So, welcome.
Yes.
Who's starting this, and what are we talking about?
So today we're going to be talking to Christi Davis, who is a life coach, and she also runs a podcast called, do you remember what it was called?
Oh, yeah. It was called Liking the People You Love.
That's right, Liking the People You Love. Anyway, she's fantastic. She's going to be talking to us about building better relationships with our teenagers.
I honestly meant, what are we talking about for the intro?
I know
but
that.
I wanted to give the bio and get it out of the way.
Thank you, though.
Also, the weather is nice today. I was born in November 1975. My first birth was kind of hard.
I'm just going to drink all your Dr. Pepper.
I think you paid for it. I don't know who paid
It's
for
been a long time since I've had
That's
Dr.
good,
Pepper.
huh?
It's good
I was
stuff.
having Pepsi lately, but
Oh, Andrea.
man, I gotta go back.
in the spot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
We have to start the actual intro, though.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
And then what are we going to talk about in it?
All right.
So today we're talking, no, just kidding. I'm joking. I can't remember what we're...
What's our intro about? Oh, and I'd marry that?
Okay.
Oh,
Books
okay.
we've been reading.
Okay.
The Mean Walk-Off.
Or creamy peanut butter.
Okay.
That's an I'd marry that.
You ready?
Oh. Okay.
What are you talking about? You have creamy peanut butter too?
No, you just sent me a text about intro about
I
creamy peanut butter.
got a text about that too. Okay. I'm starting this. Ready?
All right, here we go.
You guys won't stop talking.
Time is it?
Okay. We are... Oh, sorry.
This is the
Got really
Family Looking Up
confused.
podcast.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Yeah.
Welcome to the Family Looking Up podcast. We are here with you. So excited to be here. This is Camille.
This is Beth.
This is Andrea.
I'm speaking in backwards talk today. Backwards I am.
Backwards you are.
Yes. So how was our week today? What are we talking about? Creamy peanut butter. I just turned it on you. How was our week today? Okay, I'm starting over.
Okay.
You got me all kerfluffled because I did my bio.
I feel like Camilla's interviewing us.
Okay. Andrea, talk to us about...
Okay. It's fine. We're fine.
Okay.
We're fine.
Welcome to the Family Looking Up podcast. We're so excited to be here with you today. This is Camille.
This is Beth.
This is Andrea.
These guys have no good reason to be laughing, but we are excited to be here. We're going to be talking to Christi Davis today about building relationships with teenagers. But before we get to that, should we talk about peanut butter or I'd marry that?
I think they're one and the
They're
same.
the same.
They're the
I
same
have-
thing?
Yes, I have an I marry that item,
Okay.
which happens to be peanut butter.
Okay.
And Beth texted all of us. Like, she didn't want to forget this, so she sent a text to Camille and I
That
think
said,
all it said was
creamy-
squeezy peanut butter.
Okay.
So we don't really know what this
Okay,
is about.
Okay.
In the peanut butter section of any grocery store,
Yes.
there is a bag of squeezable peanut butter.
A bag?
Has anyone seen this?
Not me.
No.
Okay, you've all used squeezable jelly,
Yeah.
right? I find that very
I've seen like
convenient as well.
the peanut butter and jelly in one.
Yeah, like
Oh,
they have the
that's a
single
terrible
serve.
disgusting.
idea.
Single serve peanut butter.
Uh-huh.
This is like a bag, like a full container size of squeezable peanut butter. Jif or Skippy, I believe.
Are you serious?
It's awesome. I was like, why do I want to squeeze peanut butter?
Yeah.
Until I was on a long hike. And when you hike for 8-10 hours, you need food.
Yes.
But like a knife, you don't want to bring a knife, but peanut butter is like really quick, just like has sugar and fat and protein. It's great.
Yeah.
So I bought it for the said hike. It was amazing. I brought crackers, squoze it on there. Brought an apple, squoze it on there. Didn't want anything else, squoze it in my mouth. It is so good. And when me and the kids all went to the beach together, boom, no knife required. You get the squeezable peanut butter and jelly, squeeze it on the dang bread.
Which is even better, like if you're in sand.
Yes!
Using a knife, it always
Yes!
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, that's fantastic.
That is good.
So I'd want to marry that.
Yes, I would marry that.
It was really, it's perfect for hikes and bikes and beaches.
Hikes and bikes and beaches.
Yes.
That sounds like a book.
It does.
Ooh.
Okay, speaking of books, who's read a good book?
Oh.
Well, I have a confession to make.
Okay. Okay, smut.
Oh.
I,
More smutty novels from
it
Andrea.
kind of is.
Okay.
I finally read a book off my book list. When did
Okay.
we put those out? In January?
Yeah, but you
Yes.
have the whole year, so don't
So,
worry.
yeah, but I was like, I gotta read those books that I said I was gonna read that I wanted to read. So I finally read one. I read Six Crows. And I just need to make a little disclaimer here.
Uh-oh.
There's some violence involved in this book. There's
Oh.
like eyeballs getting cut out and guts getting ripped
I
out.
don't mind violence so much.
Okay.
Is
there's-
it like from the perspective of a crow?
No.
No.
Is a crow?
Well, I think a crow would
Stabbing
pull an
out
eyeball out. Yeah.
It would
But I mean,
definitely.
it is a typical young adult fantasy. Was that young
Oh.
adult or youth fiction? What is
Youth
that?
fiction, fantasy.
Youth fiction,
Uh-huh.
What's the
fantasy.
difference between young adult and youth fiction?
I think young adult probably has more smut
Oh.
or violence.
Young adult
or
is a
something.
thing?
Yeah.
This is young adult. YA. YA.
Yeah, young adult.
Young adult.
Young, yeah. So it's
Yes.
YA fiction, which I tend to think is usually pretty clean, but you gotta know there's gonna be a little bit of like
Yeah.
violence. There might be a swear word or two, which there's not really hardly any swear words in this. But as I was reading it, it's hard to read stuff off your book list because you know other people might be reading it. I decided I don't want to be a part of that anymore.
So what we need to do is lie. We
Yeah.
need to read all the books and then
Yeah.
say, I want
Yes.
to read these this year.
Mhm.
But really, we've already read them.
Because
Maybe
the whole
people
time
do
I'm
that.
reading it, I'm like, oh, there's a swear word.
Oh,
Shoot.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
Yeah. So, but I
Listen.
enjoyed it. Just know I didn't realize that it's a duology. Is that what they're called?
Oh.
What's a
Does that mean
duology?
2 books? What are
Yes.
you saying?
Oh,
Two
like a
books.
trilogy.
But
Okay.
a duology.
Yeah. So it leaves up for the cliffhanger. I haven't read the second book
Do you
yet.
want to read it though? Was it good
Yeah.
enough that you want to read the second
Yeah,
book?
I would read the second book, but lately I've really been into the like young adult fantasy. Like I like it.
Yeah.
It
So-
is. It's usually pretty safe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
but-
do you feel like the violence is like Hunger Games?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nothing. That's
I mean,
soft
come on.
violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my 3-year-olds read Hunger Games at this point.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I finally read one. I thought it was pretty good. If you like that kind of, it was like adventure. I don't know, adventure. Yeah. Anyway.
Let me give me a star rating out of 5 stars.
Out of 5 stars. Like 5 would be, what's your best adventure book?
I don't know.
Like your favorite?
But
You don't
I
know.
would
But the
just,
best book ever
like
is
5
a
is my best book. I would give it like a 3+.
Oh,
Is that good?
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
good. That's
We both thought you were going to say like 2+.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I would rarely give a book a 2, lower than a 3. If it's a 2 or a 1, it's like, don't bother reading that.
well, yeah. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's why there's ratings because you read it and you think that was stupid.
That was a
For
horrible
example,
book.
can I give you a 1-star
Yes.
book
Yes.
and a
1 star.
5-star book?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I read Circe, Circe,
Okay.
by Madeline Miller. This is like a big thing, like, oh, Circe.
Who is it saying? Who's Circe? Whoa.
Everybody's saying it. You know, like
Okay.
books that people talk about?
Yes.
It's a buzzword right
Yes,
now.
it's a buzzword,
Okay.
apparently.
Okay.
Except I never knew what people were saying because I was like, what's Circe?
Yeah.
But it's C, and I kept looking up SIRSEE,
Yeah.
Circe. I couldn't find a thing on it. So, CIRCE. A friend recommended it. She loved it.
Okay.
I started it and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But I must forge on because it's going to get good.
Right.
Well, like 12 hours in,
Oh.
it's still garbage.
Yeah.
So I would say that is like a 1-star book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not like it, but I
Thank
wouldn't
you.
have known that because I hadn't read it before. So you're saying, why would I read a 1-star book? Well, obviously I didn't know because it was highly recommended as a 5-star book.
Right.
So in my opinion, maybe if I'm being generous, I'd say 1.5 because at the end there was one sentence that I was like, that was good.
Okay.
But the rest of it was just, it's about like the gods and she's like, her dad's fighting with Zeus, and
I
she's
hate
shunned
Greek
to an
mythology.
island, and
I don't like
she
that.
turns men into pigs. I'm like, what is this? What am I reading?
Men are already pigs.
That's
Why
what
is
I'm
she?
saying. So, I would not recommend that book. Maybe you liked it, and if you did, please tell me.
Maybe I would like it because that
Do
sounds
you like Greek mythology?
no, but I like things that can't really happen.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well,
maybe
I
maybe
like
read it and tell me.
Unrealistic, like I like fantasy. I like
Yeah.
things that don't really happen.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I have a 5-star book.
Let's
I'm
hear it.
going 5 stars. Maybe my favorite book of all time.
Really?
I love
I'm starting it
this
tonight. What is it?
book. My Lady Jane.
Oh yeah, we read this book. We were recommended it by a reader,
They
so
were
I read it.
You did read
Yes,
it?
yes.
Okay, remember when I was just going on that road trip?
Yeah.
Like just a few weeks ago, and I was like, I don't have a book to read.
Yes.
Someone recommended it. It is so good.
My
Okay.
Lady Jane.
My Lady Jane, Cynthia Hand. It's like the retelling of Lady Jane Grey, right? Isn't that her name? Like she was a queen for 7 days and was beheaded.
Okay.
So they took this story of like a British story of a queen
Yeah.
and just changed the whole thing and added like people that turn into animals and all sorts of nonsense that normally
Fantasy.
I would not like. But the narrator was fantastic. Did you listen or did you read it?
I read it.
Ooh, the narrator was so good. And it just has all this silly, stupid humor. And for the first time in my life, I thought, I understand Camille. I get her now. This is amazing. Camille, you would love it.
Okay.
It
I'm
is
gonna listen
5
tonight.
stars, top 5 books of all time.
Wow.
You didn't like it that much,
No.
judging by your face?
I did like
But
it,
she read it.
but I would have given it a 4 minus.
A 4 minus.
No, let me even say that. I would have given it a 4-star.
Okay,
Not
that's
5
still
stars.
pretty
But
high.
still entertaining. Yes, I totally thought. But we did. I think this is even a different listener because this was like over a year ago.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, this book is perfect for you guys," and so I was
Wow.
like, "I gotta read it."
Where was
But
I
yeah,
during all
totally
this?
entertaining.
I do kind of remember it being mentioned somewhere in my past.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then some, like, people wrote in because I was like, help, and people sent book ideas. It happened to be available. I started listening to it. The intro, Camille.
Yeah.
The intro
I'm hearing.
is like a note from the narrators. This is complete hogwash.
Oh
This
my
is
gosh.
for all the
Yeah.
people who knew there was plenty of room on the door for Leonardo DiCaprio. And it's just like, what? That has nothing to do with anything. I'm so happy right now. It's so good.
Yeah, that was good. It was entertaining.
That's
And usually,
fantastic.
you guys know I love death and war and
Yeah.
depression. It was just hilarious.
Yeah, it was just really funny.
And just fun, and
A love story.
it was a love story.
Okay.
It was fantasy. It was
Well, I
so
have one.
good. Okay.
I have an Unmarried That book.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Buy the book.
Did I buy the book? Of course I bought the
Do
book.
you have to buy the book? It's
Oh.
I'd marry that book.
Yes, I bought the book. We've been married for a couple of months now. It's been lovely. We love each other. Do you know? My gosh, the Muffin Man. Where did it go?
Yes, I.
Oh, here it is, here it is.
Muffin
Do you
Man.
know who? Thank you for that little jolly jaunt thing.
Ditty?
Whatever you did, ditty. Thank you. Do you know who Miranda Hart is?
Of course
I'm
not.
sorry, she's British, so
Why would I?
why would you know?
Until
who she
recently,
is?
I had no idea what you were talking about ever.
Okay. Glad you've had an introduction to good things. That's wonderful. I'm so happy, and I really am going to start listening to that tonight. Miranda Hart is a British comedian. Okay. And she is just hilarious. She's very funny.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Call the Midwives?
Of course.
Okay, she's the tall one. The tall one that's awkward.
Oh.
What's her name?
Oh, with the glasses.
Yes. The
Oh.
tall. Here, look. Here's her face.
Bless me, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I know who it is, and she married the shorter guy.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
so
that's Miranda
precious.
Hart.
Okay.
That was my first introduction to her.
I love
I've
Call
seen
Me
her. I've seen her do other things, and she is hilarious. But one of her afflictions in this life is that she does really embarrassing things. She's very tall, and she's not super petite.
Yeah.
And she just has this really great gravitational force pull toward embarrassment.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a blessing.
Well, she has used it well because the woman has become very, very famous from this. So she wrote a book called
This is the longest explanation. Tell me the book.
I just want you to read it. It's called Is It Just Me? And it is hilarious. It is Miranda Hart. She reads it, so you got to do it.
Like a
through
memoir,
Audible.
or what is it?
It's a bit of a memoir. It's essentially her talking to her 18-year-old self and telling her that life's going to be okay, even though she does all of these embarrassing things.
Cool.
Okay.
And then she goes through a series of just utterly ridiculous, embarrassing moments. So I had to drive like 6 hours away all night long, and it kept me awake, laughing my head off the entire time. There's no F-bombs in it.
Okay.
It's not squeaky clean, but there's no F-bombs in it, and it's not nearly as bad as I had feared it might be. Not at all. It was actually really hilarious.
It's called Is It Just Me?
Is It Just Me?
Did you know Whoopi Goldberg also wrote a book called Is It Just Me?
Well, Miranda Hart probably plagiarized it. I don't know, but no, it's Is It Just Me by Miranda Hart. Hilarious. But you got to listen through Audible.
Okay.
Yeah, really funny.
I gotta get Audible again. Dang it! I canceled it, and there's so many books that I just am never gonna read.
Sorry, I
besides
didn't
Audible.
mean it has to be through Audible. I just meant that you have to listen to it on
it.
audiobook
Yeah.
because she reads it, and that just makes it so much funnier.
I still am staying strong with my Overdrive.
Yeah.
There are so many books I can't get on
I know
Overdrive.
there are, but there's also a lot that you can.
Like,
Half
I'm
full,
on a
half
waiting list
empty.
forever. That's why I had to read Six Crows, because I'd been on the waiting list for 6 months for it.
Oh my word!
So when it came up, I'm like, I can't not read it.
Yeah.
That's why I had to wait till yesterday to start our book club book, because I had to read Six Crows. So then the day before book club, I'm like, well, now I've got to read our.
Well, luckily
book
that
club.
was a short, easy
Oh yeah,
read.
that was.
Well,
This
luckily
one.
you're so on top of it that you force yourself to do these things that I would never do, so it doesn't work for me.
We would just Google how does Daddy Longlegs end, and
Right.
everything might go with it.
It would be like, fantastic book.
Oh, what a
Loved
read!
every minute.
A
That
comedy,
moment.
comedy indeed. No, it wasn't.
The moment she wrote the letter.
That
Oh
fantasy.
my goodness.
Wow, we have some good
Yeah.
books.
Those are some good
You guys,
things.
I've read a lot of books. I could go on and on, but I will wait for an episode of Literature Corner.
I think you actually would really like Is It Just Me?
I probably would now that I'm a
like
total
I
British
honestly, I
fan.
just like laughed my head off from where we live for 6 hours driving through a snowstorm.
just straight.
Straight. Laughed
I
my
love it. My Lady Jane. I enjoyed it so
You
much.
would like My Lady
Okay.
She
Jane.
would
All right,
love it.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
putting it in right now.
Do it
I have a credit available.
and listen to it.
Okay.
I think that might help.
Okay.
It's not good.
All right. Well,
All right,
let's
we-
get to
yeah.
Christi Davis. We need to talk to her, but since I've already done the bio, I won't go ahead and do that. But let's
Well,
talk.
they won't know the bio. Only Patreon knows the bio, but.
Yeah, but I did it while we were recording, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
Do it again, just in case.
Okay, we're talking today to Christi Davis, who is a podcaster, a life coach. She has 7 kids.
Yeah, she does.
And she's fantastic, and she's here talking to us about how to build better relationships with our teenagers.
Really a fantastic episode. I hope you enjoy. Do you like when I wave to you like that, Patreon?
I just had a hair in my mouth. Could you tell? I'm like...
I have an idea for you, Camille.
What's that?
Guys, am I good to say goodbye?
Yep, goodbye.
Bye-bye.